Africa's technology landscape has entered one of the most transformative periods in its modern history. Over the last decade, the continent has experienced an unprecedented surge in digital innovation, startup creation, mobile connectivity, fintech expansion, venture capital interest, and youth-driven technological breakthroughs. These developments have increasingly positioned Africa as a rising competitor in global tech ecosystems. Governments, investors, major corporations, and research institutions worldwide are paying closer attention as Africa demonstrates measurable progress that challenges long-standing assumptions about the continent's technological capacity. Across major African cities, new tech hubs have emerged as centers for innovation and enterprise. Lagos, Nairobi, Cairo, Cape Town, Kigali, Accra, and Johannesburg have become established names in global tech conversations. Each city hosts a large concentration of startups, incubators, accelerators, research institutes, and innovation districts dedicated to advancing software development, digital services, AI research, green technology, e-commerce, and financial technology. This geographic expansion has given Africa one of the fastest-growing tech ecosystems in the world. Fintech has played a central role in this transformation. Africa's fintech industry now processes billions of dollars in digital payments annually across mobile money, online banking, cryptocurrency trading, and digital microcredit services. Companies such as Flutterwave, Chipper M-Pesa, InterSwitch, Paystack, and Opay have developed systems that allow effortless digital transactions, even in communities with limited access to traditional banking services. The success of Africa's fintech sector has created models now studied and adapted by institutions across Asia, Europe, and North America. The continent's leapfrogging over conventional banking infrastructure has demonstrated how financial inclusion can be rapidly achieved through mobile networks. Africa's developer population has also grown significantly. The continent now hosts millions of software developers, with Nigeria, Egypt, Kenya, South Africa, and Morocco representing the largest concentrations. Global companies have responded to this talent surge by establishing training centers, cloud engineering schools, startup funds, and AI research labs. Microsoft, Google, Meta, Amazon, IBM, and other international firms have opened African offices to cultivate talent and tap into an emerging generation of advanced digital workers. Venture capital flows have expanded at a historic pace. African startups have raised billions in funding in recent years, often outperforming other emerging markets in year-to-year growth rates. Investors cite Africa's youthful population, rapid smartphone adoption, expanding internet penetration, and rising middle class as core attractions. In Nigeria, Kenya, Egypt, and South Africa, local and global investors have contributed to a new wave of technology-driven entrepreneurship. Startups focused on logistics, e-commerce, agriculture technology, health technology, educational platforms, and clean energy solutions have all attracted international attention. Africa's dominance in mobile money and its early adoption of digital financial tools have also contributed to its global reputation as a technology pioneer. Countries such as Kenya introduced mobile money ecosystems long before many highly developed nations experimented with similar systems. This head start has allowed Africa to accumulate years of user data, operational experience, and regulatory insights that help shape global research on digital financial systems. As nations explore cashless societies, regions like East Africa provide valuable case studies. The rise of artificial intelligence across Africa has further accelerated the continent's technological momentum. Universities, private companies, and government research organizations are building AI systems tailored to African languages, healthcare needs, agricultural conditions, and security challenges. African AI labs are training models capable of recognizing local crops, analyzing soil health, predicting disease outbreaks, translating indigenous languages, improving educational outcomes, and enhancing transportation systems. These solutions address uniquely African problems using locally relevant datasets and cultural knowledge. Governments across the continent have introduced national digital strategies, cybersecurity frameworks, innovation policies, and startup acts to support the growing tech industry. Rwanda has positioned itself as a continental leader in digital governance and smart city development. Ghana, Kenya, and Morocco have established technology parks and research zones designed to attract international investors. Nigeria and South Africa continue to expand broadband infrastructure, cloud adoption, and regulatory reform. These policies collectively contribute to the rapidly evolving business environment that supports Africa's increasing role in global technology. China's relationship with Africa's technology sector has also evolved over time. Chinese companies have invested heavily in African telecommunications infrastructure, smartphones, digital commerce platforms, and logistics networks. Firms like Huawei and Transsion have become dominant players in African mobile markets, providing affordable access to technology for hundreds of millions of people. China's investments in data centers, cloud services, fiber optic networks, and AI collaboration programs have accelerated Africa's digital transformation while strengthening economic ties. As Africa's tech ecosystem strengthens, analysts have observed a shift in global dynamics. African startups are no longer seen merely as emerging enterprises. They are now viewed as potential disruptors capable of producing innovations with continental and global impact. International think tanks, research bodies, and policy groups increasingly highlight Africa as a region to watch in competitive technology development. Reports examining global startup ecosystems show African companies ranking higher each year. The continent's progress has sparked increased debate among economists, technologists, and policymakers about Africa's long-term role in the global technology supply chain. As competition intensifies, global powers have taken notice. The United States has expanded technology-related partnerships with African nations, launching programs to support digital entrepreneurship, cybersecurity development, and advanced workforce training. The European Union has increased investment in digital governance, green technology, and research collaboration. China continues to strengthen its digital belt and road initiatives while expanding cooperation with African governments on infrastructure modernization. African youth remain the driving engine behind these changes. With one of the world's youngest populations, Africa possesses an enormous demographic advantage. Millions of young people actively participate in digital training programs, coding academies, tech boot camps, online certification courses, and university engineering programs. This demographic force has turned Africa into a vast reservoir of untapped technological potential. Surveys across the continent show high levels of interest in STEM fields, entrepreneurship, robotics, climate technology, and software development. These trends suggest that Africa's competitive momentum is likely to accelerate throughout the coming decades. Local innovation also thrives at community levels. In urban and rural areas alike, young inventors are building solar-powered solutions, agricultural automation tools, health monitoring devices, educational apps, and digital marketplaces tailored to local challenges. The ability to innovate with limited resources has become one of Africa's defining technological strengths. International development organizations and global universities frequently cite African ingenuity as a model for frugal innovation and sustainable design. Africa's digital infrastructure continues to improve. New undersea cables, satellite internet systems, fiber optic networks, and data centers have increased the speed and reliability of internet access across the continent. Tech-enabled logistics networks now facilitate e-commerce deliveries in previously unreachable regions. Electrification efforts and renewable energy systems support the power demands of growing digital industries. As infrastructure expands, technology adoption accelerates even further. Africa's tech progress has also influenced global discussions on geopolitics, economics, sustainability, and innovation. As more African startups achieve international recognition, and as more African countries adopt advanced digital tools, global observers increasingly recognize the continent's rising competitiveness. Africa's potential role as a global tech contributor has shifted from theoretical to practical as measurable indicators support its rapid growth trajectory. International media outlets have highlighted Africa's role in shaping the future of digital payments, mobile services, AI ethics, agricultural technology, and decentralized finance. Research groups note that Africa's success in adapting technology to local contexts offers valuable lessons for the rest of the world. Conferences, summits, and academic forums frequently feature African experts discussing the continent's technological evolution. The growing visibility of African innovators has enhanced the continent's global reputation and encouraged deeper international collaboration. Despite its progress, Africa faces ongoing challenges. Infrastructure gaps, access to capital, electricity shortages, fragmented markets, political instability, and regulatory inconsistencies continue to affect some regions. However, the solutions emerging from within the continent consistently demonstrate resilience and adaptability. Many challenges have become catalysts for innovation, pushing startups and policymakers to design creative, scalable systems that address the unique realities of African societies. Africa's transformation into a rising tech competitor is not the result of a single event, but a cumulative process driven by millions of individual entrepreneurs, students, engineers, investors, and policymakers. The momentum reflects a long-term shift in global economic architecture. Analysts predict that Africa's influence in global technology will continue to expand as the continent strengthens its digital foundation and capitalizes on its demographic advantages. The world's reaction to Africa's progress underscores the continent's growing strategic importance. Governments, corporations, and institutions around the world increasingly view Africa not as a peripheral participant, but as a vital contributor to global technological development. As Africa's innovations begin to influence international markets, supply chains, and research priorities, its role in global tech competition becomes more pronounced. Africa's tech rise is reshaping perceptions both inside and outside the continent. Youth-driven creativity challenges outdated narratives. Investment flows challenge assumptions of economic weakness. Technological breakthroughs challenge ideas of dependency. Africa's new identity is one of innovation, competition, and potential. This unfolding transformation marks a historic shift, one that positions Africa as a key player in the future of global technology and economic development.